going to be like to be a litigant in front of you. With that demonstration of lack of judicial temperament and judgment. How can a litigant possibly think that you're not going to act on personal beliefs if you were so intemperate to say something like this? Last question. Are you proud of the fact that Yale Law School has a quota system limiting the number of Asian Americans? Have you ever written a letter about that? Or does that not, where does that fit in your socioeconomic view of the world that you think everybody else should adopt and you will impose if you're in a position of power?
Senator, I'm not aware of any policy like that, but what I can assure you is that I have a track record.
You need to get out more.
I have a track record as a neutral adjudicator. I have decided cases for nearly 5 years impartially by applying the law as set forth in our statutes, our Constitution, and our precedents. And I have applied that law impartially. I have ruled.
You're the only
without
person in the
personal
Milky
bias.
Way who believes you're impartial.
Mr. Chairman,
I'm done, Mr. Chairman.
Well, yes, you are. Mr. Chairman, I'd note that it seems to be this idea that, especially if we have a woman nominee, you can interrupt her anytime you want, state your own things. She's answered this question over and over again. I would hope that we get back and show some respect to those who are answering questions under oath.
Mr. Chairman, since my name's been invoked, Senator Leahy knows how much I admire and respect him. I resent the suggestion that I'm doing that because she's a woman. I would be doing it if she made those intemperate remarks as a male. And I don't believe the senator has any evidence to show that I'm somehow being misogynistic. I have respect for the rule of law, whether it's by a male or a female. Gender has nothing to do with it.
I have respect for this committee, but I also look at the record of how the votes go on nominees. And I've seen it in my years here, which is longer than anybody else in this. I've seen a disproportionate number of votes. I'm not referencing any particular senator. You can go back and look at your own record. A disproportionate number of votes against women and people of color, especially women of color. I've seen that. I've mentioned that before without mentioning any particular senator. Every senator has the right to vote as they want. But let's all stop and think of what we're doing. I've heard senators talk about, well, Democrats are against any nominee to any Republican nominee to the Supreme Court. I'd ask any senator, any Republican senator, show me a Republican senator who's voted for more Republican nominees to the U.S. Supreme Court than I have. I don't think there is one.
Mr. Chairman, let me respond to that now. Senator Leahy knows how much I respect him. And I do. More than I can, there aren't words in English. But I don't care how long he's been here. I don't think there's any evidence in this record to show that I have voted on a nominee on the basis of race or gender. And I resent that.
We're going to terminate this conversation and go back to the business of the committee. And I believe that Senator Blackburn is the next person up for questioning. Senator Blackburn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate that. Justice Robinson?